Hello there everyone, I hope you're all doing well. Today I wanted to share with you my summer solstice prosperity charm. I craft one of these every single year to celebrate and engage with the energies of the summer solstice or midsummer. And I realized recently that I had never actually shared this practice with you all, so I figured it was about time that I did. The summer solstice is right around the corner. It is a time of extreme prosperity, abundance, manifestation, and it is the moment that everything we've been working for since the winter solstice will come into fruition. So honoring these powerful, potent energies and connecting with this peak of the sun's power is a very valuable effort regardless of how you practice. Now, for those of you that don't know, the summer solstice falls between the dates of the 20th and the 22nd of June each year. That is in the northern hemisphere. The summer solstice and the winter solstice are switched depending on which hemisphere you reside in. I live in the northern hemisphere, so my summer solstice happens during June. For those of you living in the southern hemisphere, this will be your winter solstice, which I also have a prosperity spell not too dissimilar to this one for Yule or the winter solstice. The summer solstice is the time when the sun's energy is at its peak. It is the longest day and shortest night of the year, and from this day forward, the darkness will overtake the light. That is, until we reach the winter solstice. Because of this peak of solar energy, this is a very powerful time to work magic, and you can work magic for any purpose. Truly, this is the day to manifest anything that you are desiring. But because it is such a time of prosperity, I do always like to craft a prosperity spell. I craft 2 prosperity spells a year, as I kind of mentioned, the winter solstice one and this summer solstice one. They're meant to carry through between the solstices. So my winter solstice one will be running its course by the time the light reaches its peak, and this one is meant to carry us through to the winter solstice. It is a powerful, wonderful time of year, and I am really excited to delve into this practice with you all. But before I do, I want to talk first about the partner of this video. Today's video is sponsored by Wild. Wild is the UK's #1 refillable aluminum-free deodorant. They're now expanding to the US with the mission to eliminate single-use plastic in everyday essentials. Their plastic-free refillable deodorant, body wash, hand wash, and lip balm is designed to last a lifetime, reducing plastic waste with every refill. Their products come in one-of-a-kind aluminum cases that are reusable and customizable with tons of different colors and designs. Personally, I love their blue leaf design and their bee design the most. Not to mention, Wild has saved over 1.6 million pounds of single-use plastic from landfills due to their compostable refills. Their products are powered by plants and packed with natural nourishment. Their formulas are certified vegan, Leaping Bunny cruelty-free certified, and provide 24-hour protection, keeping you fresh without compromising on effectiveness or convenience. They also offer seasonal, limited edition, and classic scents with a creamy texture from shea butter. Personally, I really value their compostable refills and the unique scents the most. I really enjoy getting to try so many new scents and just walk through the day with something new to enjoy. I also very much value reducing my impact on the planet and enjoy the loving quality of their products. So if this sounds interesting to you, go ahead and click on the link in my description and use code GREENWITCH for 20% off. The discount code won't last long, so make sure to head over to Wild through my link fast. Thank you so much to Wild for partnering with me on today's video, and let's get back into it, shall we? Alrighty, welcome back. Let's talk more about the summer solstice prosperity charm. As I was saying, I like to craft these for the winter solstice and the summer solstice. The execution is very, very similar, but the herbs that I use vary. As you probably know by now, if you've been here for a while, I work seasonally in my magic, and so the herbs I pick are attuned to what is growing in abundance around me. So the herbs I choose for the winter solstice versus the summer solstice vary significantly. They also typically vary between years, but I will get into that in a minute. This summer solstice charm is very straightforward. Simply, we will be crafting a bundle to burn on the day of the solstice. Ideally, I like to do this at the peak moment of the solstice, if possible, that is. Crafting the bundle itself is very straightforward. I select usually 3, 5, or 7 herbs, depending on how I'm feeling and which herbs I am desiring to work with. As I said before, they do tend to vary year to year. This year I'm working with herbs that all grow in abundance in my yard, and that I'm very excited for. Each of these also tie either to prosperity or fortification, which will amplify the effects of the spell itself. But I'll detail each of those things in a bit once I start talking about the herbs I have chosen. If you are replicating this spell for yourself, feel free to pick 3, 5, or 7 herbs and choose ones that are growing in abundance around you that tie to prosperity or fortification to enhance the effects of the spell. You can also change the purpose of this spell if you wish to. If you want it to be about happiness to carry you through into the winter, or maybe creativity or protection. There's truly no wrong answer here. I enjoy making prosperity spells during these times because I feel that they are the strongest time of year to do so, but it is the strongest time of year to work any kind of magic. So pick what is important to you, and then just choose the herbs that align with that. So with all of that, I think it's time to look at the herbs I have selected. Here are the 7 herbs that I have chosen to work with. They are a little bit wilted in the heat today, but I suppose that is just a part of summer. So as I was saying before, I chose each of these 7 herbs due to their ties to either prosperity or fortification, or sometimes both, as well as one due to its distinct tie to Midsummer, and that one is fern. Ferns are fortifying, one of my favorite fortifying herbs in fact, and they are also prosperity bringing, and that comes from a little bit of folklore that surrounds Midsummer. Back before people understood how ferns reproduced through spores, there was this belief that they had an invisible flower and thus invisible seeds. And there was a belief that you could maybe spot this invisible flower on Midsummer's night. Now, if you did, the seeds would grant you invisibility as well as prosperity, possibly leading you to hidden treasure. So I do enjoy incorporating ferns into Midsummer celebrations because of that. They can also be tossed into a fire to bring protection for a long time, and this is especially potent during Midsummer. So this does also tie to protection. But my primary choices of fern here are for its prosperity as well as its fortification. Now I also chose multiple mints or mint family members because I do deeply enjoy them in magic. My most wilting one is lemon balm. They will be ultimately dried, so it's very okay that they're wilting if the same thing happens to you. Lemon balm is another one of my favorite fortifying herbs, and it is also a great herb for this time of year. Similarly, mint of any kind is fortifying as well as prosperity bringing, so a perfect addition as well. And of course, basil, one of my favorite summer prosperity herbs. Perfect for this time of year, and something that grows in quite a bit of abundance in my garden. And finally, I also selected 3 different flowers, each of them tying to prosperity as well as luck, and those are my yellow poppies, some clover, and a bit of honeysuckle. I personally really adore honeysuckle for prosperity workings, and it's something that I feel particularly strongly connected to. So I'm grateful to get to work with it this time of year. As I said in the beginning, you do not have to work with the herbs that I've chosen. You can work with less. You can even work with more if you would like to. I personally have found combinations of 3, 5, or 7 herbs to hold the most potency, but Truly, there are no rules, and follow your intuition. I do really recommend working with herbs that are growing in abundance in your area. They truly hold the most potency in the area that you will be working in. So with that, once you have selected each of your herbs, it is simply time to bundle them together. When it comes to bundling, I like to place the woodier stemmed herbs at the base of my bundle, and then weave up, putting the softer herbs on top. So do whatever feels right to you. Work slowly, follow your intuition, and create something that feels good to you. Once each herb has been placed where you want it, spend some time, place your intention into it, and then tie it off with a bit of natural fiber twine. Alrighty, and with that, it is complete. I like to trim up the top a bit, but leave the rest of it kind of loose and wild. You can bind these bundles a bit more if you prefer to, but I find that they burn a lot easier like this. This is meant to go up all at once, unlike a burning herb bundle where you want it to just smolder on the end. So leaving it kind of loose helps with that. As I mentioned before, it's alright that these herbs are a little wilted in the heat today. This will be drying, so a little wilting is alright. It is part of the drying process. Now, if it's not entirely dry, that is okay, depending on the time that you have. It'll just make it a little bit more difficult to burn. So make sure you have a fire going pretty warm. But anyways, once you have it all bound and ready, spend time with it each day, imparting your intentions into it and preparing for the solstice. Once the solstice comes around, prepare a fire and place this to burn. If you are unable to burn it the day of, you can burn it beforehand. I would recommend not burning it after if you can help it, but there still is a great deal of solar energy around the solstice. And if you are entirely unable to burn this, you can also do something similar with a candle spell, and I have videos all on those. But you want to work with fire on this day. It holds the closest power to the sun that we can harness here, and that is the goal of this practice, to engage with that solar energy. I will be sharing the burning of this herb bundle on my vlog channel if you are interested in seeing that. But in the meantime, I hope you've enjoyed this practice and get some good use out of it. I would love to hear from you what herbs you are using or what spells you like to do during this time of year. I will be sharing a recipe for the summer solstice before the summer solstice as well if you're interested. But all in all, thank you so much for watching, and I think it is time to close out this video. If you can and would like to, I'd appreciate it if you checked out my Patreon. There I share art, herbal profiles, book recommendations, and monthly workshops. It's a ton of fun over there, and it's really what keeps this channel running, so if you want to help support what I create here, I'd really appreciate it if you checked it out there. I also have a vlog channel where I share more day-to-day life, more magic, herbalism, all of those good things. And I also wrote a book. It's all about herbal magic and will take the beginner to the intermediate. So if any of that sounds good to you, go ahead and check them out in the description down below. Thanks again for watching. I hope you're having a lovely day, and I hope you have a lovely solstice as well.